In 3 steps, in just a few minutes, you'll know exactly if you're an investing master or if you're a hopeless failure. So why does this test exist? Well, I'm personally in the middle of my investing life. I just turned 36. I've been investing for over a decade, probably have at least another decade left to invest, and so I'm just stuck in this annoying middle ground. Am I doing well? Am I not? Am I on track? Am I wasting my time? What's happening? I need some feedback. It's like a video game. I need to know my score. So I invented this super simple way to judge my progress. How much of the money that you've made in your life have you actually kept? What do you have to show for all these years of work? That's the question today. Here's how to use my simple ratio to test how well you save and invest. Number 1, add up everything that you have saved and invested. Just total it up. Everything in the stock market, everything in the bank account, all that money, total it up and put it to the side. Step 2, add up all the money you've made in your entire life, preferably after taxes. So I'm talking about all of your paychecks, all of your income, your bonuses, everything you've ever made, put that in spot number 2. And then step 3, divide them. So this is what you should put in your phone calculator. You start with the total amount that you have saved and then divide that by the total amount you've earned. So let's say that you have $100,000 that you have saved and invested divided by $650,000 that you've made over the course of your life. Then you get a little small number at the end. You get something that's like 0.1 or 0.15 or 0.3 or something like that. And you take that number and you multiply it by 100. So in this case, we'll take this number, we'll multiply it by 100 and we get 15.38. So just think of it as 15. That's your number. Now we'll use this number to tell if you're great at saving and investing or if you've got some room to grow. First off, if your number was 0 or somehow less than 0, that's bad. This means that you're either in like so much debt that you don't have anything saved and invested and all you have is like debt numbers, or if it's 0, it means you have nothing saved and invested. That's pretty obvious. We all know that's bad. If your number is between 0 and 10, that means you're just getting started, but it's also normal. This is average. This is what most people's number will be. If you look up the data on how much money most people are saving, it's generally around like 3, 4, 5% of their income is what they claim. And over the course of their lifetime, it might be upwards of like 10%. And that's really what this single number is telling us. That's what that calculation just did, was how much of your lifetime earnings have you saved and invested. Now, if your number was between 10 and 20, I'd say you're doing awesome. You've kept 10 or 20% of the money that you've earned in your life. I think that that's fantastic. That's a lot more than the average, and you're on the right track, especially if you're on the younger side. Like if you're under 40 and you're in this range, you're probably doing something right, but keep going. Because the average person with a bachelor's degree will make $2.8 million over the course of their lifetime. And the median peak net worth in someone's life is about $266,000. So that's right there near 10%. 9 point something percent is what the average person has to show for their lifetime of work. And by the way, that net worth number includes the value of people's houses, so it's really even less than that. Now we get into the crazy people, because if you're in the range of 20 to 50, you're an anomaly. Keeping 20 to 50% of all the money you've ever made in your life is like incredible. For reference, if the average person with a bachelor's degree is going to earn $2.8 million, that'd be like saying whenever they retire, they've got $1.4 million. Most people don't have $1.4 million as a net worth, as money saved and invested. We're not even close to that, so this is doing really, really well. But wait, there's still 2 more categories of people who might have gotten an even higher score than that. Think about this. Some people got between 50 and 100. That means they've kept between 50 and 100% of all the money they've ever made in their life. That range is an incredible place to be. It's somewhere that I want to get to because it means that you've probably been saving and investing for a long time. You've been doing it really well, and you're really frugal. If you're one of these people, make sure to leave a comment and tell me what your story is, because I want to know. And then, of course, there's the possible outlier of someone who is 100 or more. That would mean that you actually have in your possession a net worth that is greater than all of the money you've ever earned. We may as well call you a black swan because no one expected you to be here. Odds are you are the extreme amongst the extreme. Your take on life is one of like maximum frugality. Your passion for saving and investing is like more than your passion for eating. I mean, you're so focused on this, there's nothing else in your life. If that's somehow you, I really want to know your story. You really need to send me a message. If this concept is still kind of unclear to you and it doesn't make sense, then leave me a comment and we'll work it out, or I'll make another video for you that clarifies it. But if you like this kind of unique approach to thinking about your life and money, you've got to check out my class. Now, for reference, my wife and I are in that 20 to 50 category. So we've got somewhere around 25 or 30% of all the money that we've ever made in our lives back with us now. And it's growing because we've invested it. And because it's growing for us year over year, we're catching up on the money that we're making. And that's really exciting to me. But you don't get there just on accident, and you don't get there by doing a couple of things that your Uncle Jerry tells you to do. I think that money and investing are the one thing that we all need to be taught, but almost no one tells us anything useful about it growing up. If anything, most of the info we get from our family and friends is just wrong or crazy. And so I made this class for those of us that want to understand what happens to our money as we invest it, and then how to do that in such a way that sets us up for life. I don't know about you, but that seems like a reasonable expectation to me, but the problem is the investing world doesn't. For all of us normal people out here, the world of investing is super confusing, and it feels scary because what if we risk this hard-earned money in our effort to grow it and we actually lose it? If you feel that, if that's resonating with you in some way, this class is definitely for you. Normally the price of the class is $199, but because you watched this whole video about my crazy saving and investing ratio test, you can watch the class for 90% off. I have 10 spots that are on sale for the next 31 days that are $20 each. Let's face it, this will be the best $20 you spend this year without a doubt in my mind. Find it here at this link or at the link I've left in the description, but it's only for the first 10 people. After that, price goes back up. If you're not quite ready to commit to a class though, check out this video next where I talk about the new rules that have just changed everything when it comes to investing for kids. Or if you have friends with kids, send it to them because they're gonna thank you for it. This is basically a section of that class that I re-recorded to make into a YouTube video, but this was one of 26 class sections that I put in an online class. So it kind of gives you a little sneak peek to the overall content. And the secret comment word for today is swan. All right, see you next time.